Hey guys, so I wanted to say you can do both. You can live in a society, have a system that's in that society, and not like it. As well, people will ask you, hey, what are your dreams? And here's my dream. It's for us to go back to an egalitarian society. Yes, go back, because for 95% of our Homo sapien history, we were egalitarian, equal. There was no private property, there was no working for money, there was no punishing of people and children and all of that. There was no disconnection from nature. I want to get back to that type of lifestyle. And I want to be able to travel freely like how we used to. And I want to be able to, again, hunt and gather, which was actually a lot easier than people like to say it was. It is 1010. Yay. Angel number 1010. 1010. Great. So I wanted to say that it's okay to live in a society and still want more and not really like the system, because it's like, I don't make the laws. I don't determine what I read in school. I don't have power to determine what I'm going to eat at the grocery store. A lot of what I do is determined by advertising. It's determined by what some government decided to put in front of me, what some corporations decide to put in front of me, because we know the news, media, even music, TV shows, TV channels, it's all owned by like a small few companies who decide what message they want to push out, what narrative they want me to believe. And it influences everything. That's why we have science that can be racist. We have science that can be like classist against poor people and so on and so forth, because we have this rich and powerful that is not me, but who decides what gets to be put out into the world and what gets to be funded and what businesses deserve funding and what criteria should the planet go off of, to the point that we do have people who get left behind, who are forced to work jobs that they hate doing just because of money. And then they work and they get punished for being poor still. And a lot of people, we still descended from slavery. Like, we did not choose this system. Many people are descendants of slaves. They just didn't call them slaves back then. They could say indentured servants, or they could say wage slavery. Okay, y'all? Like, the fact that we have to work for money for these wages is slavery. And it is also exploitation, which means basically we get like $2 for every $1 million some rich people make. Like, it's not an equal thing, even though people can build a computer, but they can't afford to use that computer and to learn how to use it. Like, people can work in the mines, paint these rich people houses, build up these houses, again, be on the front lines as a cashier, cleaning up the store, making sure the store looks nice, setting up the shop, but still make less than the person who owns the land and the building and everything else for some reason, who just tells you what to do and get paid for doing nothing. Quite literally, they do. In comparison to poor people who have to literally be exhausted and have their mind taken away and have no time to even see about their children, see about themselves, have money to go to doctors, have money to go to a dentist, have money to go to a psychologist, to anything that could help them. People can't even afford to go to concerts. Like, people can't even afford like to have a holiday. They will still work through a holiday. Like, the society we live in, it's not that fair, especially the children who are trying to go to school. We know there's the preschool to prison pipeline. We know that there's the school system that just doesn't like poor children, that punishes children for having been born into poverty. And so I say all that to say, I don't really see the world getting better. And I do not see it. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not in the cards. I don't see anyone just waking up and changing and saying, I'm not going to use money anymore and I'm going to help people just because they need it. No one's going to do that. oh, we have all these empty houses. I'm gonna give it to poor people for free. I'm gonna fix them up and then I'm gonna give them to poor people for free. I'm gonna build a tiny home community for poor people, even though really we already have homes built. We have so many homes, but point is, no one's really gonna do it. And even when they do, it's not gonna be at a big enough scale to actually have an impact, because again, we have lots and lots of homeless people, poor people, and having one little person in fucking California, when we know we have 50 states, or we know that we have South America, Canada, and North America, right? And then we know that we have people in Alaska, we got people who are in Africa, and then Asia's, and then the Englands, Europes who are suffering with poverty. Like, there's a big change that needs to be done to help everyone. A lot of people want to say you don't have to sell your soul to work, and actually you do. Like, the whole point of working for money is not for you to be happy while you work. It's for you to have an incentive to work for a little, like $7, even though that doesn't pay your rent. You're still gonna work the job because you need any type of income to pay off your debts, to pay off credit cards, to pay even Peter, to pay Paul. Like, you need it. And that's why people will say, oh, you're waiting to be a manager? Just go. McDonald's is always hiring. Just flip burgers. I don't care. You may not have a job in your degree that you want. You may not get the pay that you want, but a job is a job. So, no. Like, that's the reason. It's just to say, oh, a job is a job and you have to work. Like, jobs are not here for you to have fun on the job. People who get to do that are extremely privileged, and their parents were already privileged. And when I say privileged, I mean like rich, able-bodied. They could have been white. They could have been something else happening with them, like went to a really good college that nobody else could go to. Be pretty. Like, there are ways to make money, like marrying rich. Like, even men try to find rich women. Like, younger men will try to find older women who can take care of them. We know sugar babies exist, where young women will find older men to take care of them. But the point is, yeah, I do believe that the system is never going to work. It's never going to do anything good for me. And in knowing this, I still have to participate in it. I still have to do the things that you gotta do. And I just think the way to proceed, while I know that this isn't working, is to, one, remember none of this is working, and my real dream is to have true equality, whether it's freedom, like real freedom to move wherever you want to, freedom to eat when you need to eat, have knowledge about proper healthcare treatment, and not have a paywall on everything that I want to do, not have to work for everything that I need in life, not have to be exhausted out of my mind and stressed out of my mind. A lot of people will settle on the basics of life, like, oh, food, water, and shelter, that's all you need, guys. No, I want it all. I want exactly what the rich ass people in power have, with ice cream on top, with whipped cream on top. Like, bitch, I want it all. Because it's there for the taking. And yeah, that's how I feel. It's there for the taking. That's what I want. There is so much more in this world to enjoy that poor people who built the means for wealth do not get to enjoy. And everybody else is out here getting inheritances, whereas other poor people, they can't even get inheritances. Like, in my family, there's this house, but the mom of the house, my great grandma's like mother, no, I'm sorry, my great grandma, my grandma's grandma, she owned a house. She passed away. She did not leave a will. I don't even think she knew how to read in English or write in English. Yet that house is owned by no one now, because my grandma has all her brothers and sisters. They all had children, then they passed away, and now the children's had children. Some children passed away, and now it's like every single person in the family owns that house, to the point you can't do anything with the land unless you get like 100 people to agree. And it's like, this could have been a family house, yet now somehow there's nothing anyone can do or put on this land. And that's it. That's it. Because it's not just the house, it's also like a lot of land. And then there's that house that was there, and then that house got torn down and is cleared off the land. So now it's basically just an empty plot of land that nobody can do anything with. And then like grass is growing up on it. And legally, by law, nobody can do anything with it. The most you could do is build a trailer on the land. But really, who wants a trailer? Why not just have a house? Like, that's really it. And also, trailers be costing money too. And we don't even got money to get a trailer to put on that land. And then you gotta figure out, I'm thinking the sewer system, because they didn't have toilets back then. So keeping away bugs, keeping away snakes. And I don't even know if there's lights, like street lights. I think there are. But yeah, that's what I have to say. Like, it just be like that to make sure by law nobody can do anything with the land if they want to build a solid, stable house, even if it's a tiny home that is not on wheels, like a tiny home. And then other people will have problems getting money because their grandparents or their parents, just parents in general, never made a will. And a lot of parents, they never know to make a will because wills cost money. You have to see a lawyer. We don't know the right lawyer to make it happen. And other reasons like, oh, well, we were just working so hard, we can't even think about the future. And you would think that automatically it would be an easier process of giving children money out of a deceased parent's bank account, or giving money, transferring money to the next heir of the estate, But no. And it's like, y'all do that on purpose to make people lose someone, and then you can't even get anything out of it. You can't get a house out of it. You can't get money out of it. You just have nothing. Even though this world is built off of having land, having property, and having access to money, it's like y'all try to take it away. The government tries to take it away. The people in power try to take it away. And so that's why I want to say I don't really dream of basic things. Like, some people are like, oh yeah, all you need is a house. Like, no, bitch. I want to not have to own a house. I don't want to have to pay taxes every month just to live in a house on land. And then at any time, I can have that house taken from me if I can't keep making payments. I don't want to have to pay a water bill every month until I die, to where I can't even have water, I can't even have electricity. It's all conditional. Food is conditional. Like, these things aren't just here for the taking like people want to say they are. These things are not just given to me. I want everything to be free. Just like if I was a hunter-gatherer, I live on my land, I can sleep outside with no fear, and everything's good. I don't have to have ownership of things, and I don't gotta be called a hoarder. I don't have to live in mess. I can be free to roam and travel. Like, I want a better lifestyle where I can always be around for my children. If I choose to have children, I can always be around for my family, for my friends, and then for their kids as well, right? Because we live in communities, and there may be somebody who has a child, maybe somebody who has a this, that, whatever, and I can be around them, and my time is free to help them. Or they don't need help, I can just give them gifts and just have fun and be like, hey, I was thinking about you, but in this life we can't really do that either. So and also have it easy to talk. Even if there's a problem, it won't be too big, and we can talk it out and still live in a good community with each other. And that's all I have to say, guys. Thank you. Bye.